Yo, what is going on YouTube? This is your boy Dan, aka aDrive, bringing you guys week 10 of the GBAR pregame press conference and team builder here for the New York Metapods, taking on the San Francisco Arcaniners and coach SceptileMC, my friend George. If you guys are hyped for this video, show you love that like button down below, and definitely subscribe if you're new. If you don't know, the last time, the only time George and I have ever played was actually last season in the GBA Season 5 Championships, where we were able to actually pick up a nice win and win the championship. Now, the Metapods unfortunately have not been doing too well this season, so me talking about past championships isn't going to do anything for us today. And I leave for my honeymoon in less than 12 hours, so this is definitely not at the top of my priority list, but nevertheless, I did not want to forfeit the match. I wanted to play the match, and you guys will see this obviously on a Saturday, but this is being recorded way prior to that, obviously due to my wedding and my honeymoon and all that stuff. So anyway, let's run through George's team here, and I do want to say prior to getting into my team build that I actually had my front office build my team this week. I made a few tweaks to it, but this was more so built by other people than myself. I'm just giving the disclaimer, so thank you to my front office as always for being awesome. Again, I just haven't had time. I got married 2 days ago. Yesterday I spent, all day, doing other things, and today I've been working on videos, whatever else. So anyway, and I leave tomorrow. So nevertheless, let's look at his team really quick. Manaphy. It just so happens that I get to play Manaphy and Mamoswine, two amazing Pokemon, twice in the same season, as if our season hasn't been going great enough. We get to play Manaphy again, because it was traded to him, so he's got a Manaphy, obviously, Tail Glow, awesome, setup sweeper, just a phenomenal, phenomenal threat from the special side, but base 100 across the board. Mamoswine, amazing Pokemon again, hits incredibly hard, ground and ice typing together are just insane. Infernape, great lead Pokemon, often run with a Focus Sash, could be a Stealth Rock setter, could be his way to deal with Galvantula, with Fake Out maybe, I don't know, but otherwise hits really hard with fighting and fire type stab. His Fortress, his only form of hazard removal, aside from Defog Beedrill, which is a thing, but very unlikely, his only form of hazard removal is that Fortress, and that thing is, it's there, it's weak to fire, it's very weak to fire, but you kill it with fire. But Rapid Spin, Stealth Rocks, T-Spike, Spikes, a lot of different options. Snorlax, very, very bulky Pokemon, with Thick Fat as an opportunity to potentially take some hits from Victini, also just gets Earthquake, Curse, things like that. Gardevoir, regular Gardevoir is actually really, really effective. It's base 80 speed, so it's a little slow, but it hits really hard. It's got a good special attack stat. It's a fairy type, obviously. He's got the Spiritomb, which is kind of a weird Pokemon, but also has the ability to set up, can Pursuit Trap, Sucker Punch, shenanigans, as we saw last week with Skuntank. Electabuzz, very fast Pokemon, Electric type. Pretty neat Electric type with Static, things like that. Usually it doesn't hit that hard, though. Could be running Eviolite if he wanted to, but Electabuzz is kind of a weird Pokemon. Mega Beedrill, his Mega Evolution, very, very fast Pokemon, but very predictable. Knockoff, U-turn, Poison Jab, Drill Run. Those are its main offensive moves. Typically has to run Protect due to its speed stat prior to Mega Evolution, but after Mega Evolution, it's blistering fast. Sceptile, very, very fast grass type Pokemon, but not something I'm too concerned about. And Nidoqueen, a Pokemon I'm very concerned about, because Nidoqueen is one of those Pokemon that just has very few switch-ins, especially if it's offensive Life Orb, Sheer Force. Very, very hard to deal with. It hits incredibly hard on both, both the physical and the special side. Sucker Punch, Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Poison Jab, Sludge Wave, Earth Power, Earthquake. Just a plethora of moves. Very, very tough Pokemon for us to beat, but that's his team. In terms of what I expect him to bring, honestly, I think the Nidoqueen is a sure bring. Mamoswine, Manaphy, potentially. Infernape, 100%. I think the Fortress is potential, something like that. So that's kind of the gist of what I'm expecting. Now let's look at our team here. Kicking things off this week, we are bringing Nimbus, the Altaria, max speed, Jolly. Got to hit that 145 base speed. 145 speed stat allows us to outspeed max speed Beedrill with the sticky webs. So let's think about that. We are gonna get sticky waves up. I'll get there in a minute. But we've got our Jolly Altaria, again, max speed. Again, this is gonna speed tie with the Mamoswine as well if he runs max speed Mamo. Dragon Dance, Return, Earthquake, Fire Blast. He does not have a switching for this. I know I'm Jolly, so my Fire Blast does get reduced, but it doesn't matter. If he runs Defensive Fortress, Fire Blast still OHKOs. If he runs Specially Defensive Fortress, I 2-hit KO. Is what it is, but I didn't want to sacrifice any of my bulk for a little bit more Fire Blast power, so that's kind of where we're at. But Return, Earthquake, both hard-hitting moves, very, very effective. We've got Victini here, V-Drive, of course, Adamant with the Choice Band, baby, bringing that V-Create, coming through Trick, V-Create, U-Turn, Bolt Strike. If I want to get rid of that, Choice Band, I could pass it off to something like the Fortress with the Snorlax or something that might not want it. maybe even Nidoqueen, but otherwise he has no switch-ins for a V-Create unless he runs like a super bulky Manaphy or he runs like even max defense, max HP, thick fat. Snorlax doesn't want to take 2 V-Creates. Like it can, but it's left with very little. But he's got very few switch-ins for V-Create Victini here. So very excited about Choice Band and Victini. This will be early game usage most certainly, especially with the webs up. This thing outspeeds everything on his team. It's just absolutely disastrous for his team, so I'm hoping this thing can put in some work. We've got a Metacham, Blueberry Metacham here, rocking that Life Orb, Pure Power, Jolly, Fake Out, High Jump Kick, Psycho Cut, Bullet Punch. Psycho Cut over Zen Headbutt because it doesn't miss. It also hits the Infernape, but it'll OHKO anyway. Same thing with the Nidoqueen. It's going to hit really hard. We got that high crit chance, which is really nice. We've got High Jump Kick there for pretty much everything else aside from like Spiritomb, which I can't touch with this thing, but Fake Out and Bullet Punch is really nice, especially against things like Infernape, like Beedrill with such good speed, things like that. Just that extra chip damage, and the Bullet Punch is very useful for the Gardevoir, which otherwise like Scarf Gardevoir could be a problem for my team, so I decided to go Bullet Punch. Now obviously that Spiritomb is a problem, but if he brings it, well, you know, I think we have other things to deal with it. Like it's not switching on a return from Altaria. It's not going to want to take, you know, a big hit from Victini, a V-Create or anything like that. The next Pokemon we're bringing is our Rotom Wash here, Voltergeist, rocking the Yachi Berry. You might be like, aDrive, why are you rocking? You're rocking. Why are you rocking a Yachi Berry on a Pokemon that's not even weak to ice types? How does that make sense? Freeze Dry Mamoswine. That's how it makes sense, dude. Rotom is a perfect counter to Mamoswine, unless he has Freeze Dry, in which case it's not that perfect anymore. So I got the Yachi Berry. We can fire up a Hydro Pump, destroy that thing's soul. Not even a big deal though, especially if he runs Naive. We're in good shape. I can Will-O-Wisp him, really cripple him. Yachi Berry, baby. I'm hoping he runs Freeze Dry, so that way I can Yachi his face in. Let's be honest here, guys. We're eliminated from the playoffs at this point in time, so we're just gonna try to have some fun, man. And I'm gonna be on a resort in, like I said, in like 24 hours, so I'm excited about that. And we've got our next Pokemon, Jack. After a great performance last week, we're bringing Jack back, baby. Yachi Berry again. I'm just bringing all the berries, man. Yachi Berry, of course. Frisk. Find out some items. Hopefully I won't turn my head when I find out if they have a choice band or not, like last week. Relax nature to make sure we maximize our defense and our special defense. Max HP, max special defense. We got the synthesis there for longevity. Fire Blast, Seed Bomb, Shadow Sneak. Fire Blast has a chance to OHKO the Fortress depending on the spread. Seed Bomb there for general shenanigans. Obviously Manaphy, things like that. Yachi Berry allows us to take those hits from Mamoswine and from Manaphy a lot better. Seed Bomb is super effective against both of those, so very, very nice stuff there. And Shadow Sneak is just for chip damage. Priority is always nice. I really like this Jack. This is a super-sized Jack, so I'm excited to use him this week. Hopefully he can put in some work like last week. But here it is, guys. The whole thing, it's took us 10 weeks, so we are gonna get up sticky webs, man. And I gotta backtrack to Jack real quick. So we know Jack is a ghost type. His only form of hazard removal is Rapid Spin, Fortress, and Defog Beedrill. But we're not going to talk about Defog Beedrill because that seems very unlikely. Jack can switch in all day on Fortress. It does not care about Fortress. It can block the spin. So my man Aragog is going to come through here and he's going to set up those sticky webs. And that is going to open the doors for Metacham, Victini, and Altaria, hopefully. Now I have Protect on here. Protect might be a little bit weird, but if he decides to leave with like a Fake Out Infernape, I can protect against the Infernape. I can ensure I get my sticky webs up with my Focus Sash. Energy Ball is there for things like Manaphy. Well, actually, yeah, if I want to stay in, but like Mamoswine, things like that. Obviously, it hits him relatively decent. Volt Switch for momentum. I'm going to be Volt Switching out if that Fortress comes in. I had HP Fire on here, which was an idea, but I felt like the Protect was better simply because of things like that. Infernape potentially trying to go for like a Fake Out or something. So, quick team builder. I wanted to kind of fly through the team, but that is our team builder here for week 10. Hopefully we can pick up a win, man. I have confidence going against George as we were able to beat him last time. You know, and I do want to win this match, so hopefully we can pick up a win here and start to gain some momentum here in the last couple weeks, but nevertheless, it is what it is, and like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this team builder. That's gonna be it for me, guys. My name is Dan, also by aDrive, and I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace.